All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Rookie Rumble is set up and ready to go. We just got to get the names in, guys. As you can see, they're in here checking, or maybe you can hear. Can't see right now. But they're in here getting their stuff teched currently right now. As soon as we get that done, we're going to be out there going racing. So I got to get all this stuff set up. And it won't take me very long. Meantime, I'm going to leave you guys with the current standings. I'll be right back with you.
Oh, keep straight down, bud. Yeah, I do too. The brakes. Yours is so bad. Yeah. That's how you know I'm winning. I'm on purple. Bruce, you're on white. I should probably stick with all up there. Hey, Bruce, you're right next to me. Y'all ready? No. Pick it up. That's the dead spot for one thing. No, it's not. We can always right here. It's right here. It won't get up here. It's not the dead spot? No, the dead spot's right here. You want to put it right here. Where's it?
Now we're fine. Come on, guys. Come on, little lads.
That's a good one to use.
And you're on one.
Carsoni. Okay. Who ain't here? Bruce ain't here. Seven of y'all tonight. That's pretty good. Sam, you can do this. It's all in the rhythm. You just gotta get the rhythm.
All right, racers, will be just one moment. We'll get started.
Oh, thank you. What are you doing?
Take care of it.
Well, thank you, Bruce. My biggest fan, Bruce. I ain't about your Jeep. You got a Mustang body.
That's cheating.
No, it's not that. It's a GRC light. Same one, no? Same. Throw over there in white. Hey, Bruce. Right next to you. I got brand new brakes. Better traction.
right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Get ready. Racers, are you ready? I guess you watch your lights. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Got the baby. Had to take him out for a break. He was getting a little fussy out here. Right out of the gate, Carson out in the lead, showing similar form to today where he brought home a victory. You can check him out on Facebook for sure, where he has got himself a nice podium roll. And what a race it already is starting to develop to be here. Jay Latham says he's about to put Jackson, also known as Action Jackson, in his place. We do have us a newcomer here tonight, Sam Hancock, there on the blue lane as he's moving quickly up the list there. He's in 4th place, trying to reel in Dalton there on yellow. So to be new, he's rushing, doing the best that he can. Carson coming off the track there on green, and it looks to be that Bruce Bulletin's got himself a split blue and yellow colored car here. And my wife is going to get the purple car of Carson back up on. And we're going to go back red, or green racing red right. Here we go. Down low, we do see Dalton Darty there on yellow. He's running a nice smooth little race here. As we get a little bit of an incident there at Dead Man's Corner, probably trying to get some people back on. Another car getting involved in an accident there on orange. That's Jay Latham. Jay Latham getting his car put back on. Dalton's car coming off the lane, causing another car to come off too, but it gets put back in a quick fashion. We still roll around here, green racing. Action Jackson to the back there as he's on red lane, highest up. It's going to be a while for him to roll back in. Weston Durham there on green. Action Jackson trying to get through as another car comes off there on green. That's Weston Durham coming off yet again, having some issues like he was earlier today. I don't know whether or not he's had a chance to take a look at his car or not. But we've been quite busy here since we've opened. Of course, a lot of times I get a look at these guys' cars. I didn't get to come in here as early as I usually do to be able to take a look at the guys' cars today, as we were actually able to go back to my church that I go to today. So our church starts about 30 minutes later than normal, where I've been the past 5 or so weeks. 19 seconds left to go. Carson's still our leader out here on purple lane, running nicely. I believe he's going to be the guy to battle for sure, as he was earlier this morning. His car's running nice. Action Jackson, though, able to get him there in the last heat simply because Carson couldn't keep her on white lane. He wrecked twice in those 2 wrecks. Just like we could see tonight, Randy Kirtley wrecking a couple more times tonight, caused Paula Woosley to bring it home. And that seems to be the sentiment for this race weekend. Take a quick look here at the times. We see Carson there, 50 total laps on purple. One for Sam Hancock, right out of the gate, fresh to the game, 50 laps. He's in 2nd place, folks, there, running really respectful. Jay Latham there, veteran, just got off of an LMP Thunder class. Said he getting a little blurry vision. He's getting old like me. Said he thinks the lights was messing. So we'll see if that develops into the same tonight, or if he can hang on to that resolve and maybe move up this. I know he has pushed some big words towards Jackson Darty with 46 laps there on red, said that he's bringing the heat. We'll see if that happens. Bruce Bulletin there with 48 with a fresh gear on. He just put that baby on. He's running at 10:32. Weston Durham there with 46 laps. And Dalton, don't count Dalton out. He's been running quite smooth here also there on yellow lane with 9 total laps. I think in the 50s what's going to bring it home, so just keep an eye out for those averages to be in the 50s. In about a minute and 45 seconds, we'll be back green racing with you. Sorry, folks, I got called up. I'm talking to Robert Bishop. He's talking pinball, and I get a little hung up on that sometimes. He's played, I asked him what he liked over there in Nashville at Game Terminal, what was his favorite one, and he said, man, it was kind of a cross between Elvira House of Horrors and The Munster, two of my favorites. And I've been saying it for a time, my friends and stuff, that if I could get one, it'd definitely be Elvira House of Horrors. It's got like a little house and stuff, and it plays really fine. The Munster is a great game also. There's like a colored version and a black and white version for the anniversary edition, where you scan in and stuff. And it kind of gives you a nostalgia feel of how, basically, how Halloween was in the 90s. Like, hung out with your, I don't know. I know those shows are like this stuff, but, you know, that stuff was on TV when I was, brings back fond me, kid, 90s. Late 80s, early 90s type deal. Very family, I don't know, but none the way, you know, I'm glad that those were two of his favorites, because those might find their way here at Lane's Raceway if they ever come back in print. The problem is getting pinball machines that are outside of print. Right now, I believe we can get a hold of Infinity Quest. I believe they're back in too. So we'll see. We might end up doing that. I know the Avengers, of course, very popular intellectual property. Several cars. And you fight to get the stone. Like Thanos' stone. Everybody knows this. The Avengers, Infinity Stones, and all that. So a good IP for two. Kind of similar to how Jurassic Park is. Something definitely peaking for car coming off there. We see Carson in the lead right now with 90 laps, but Sam Hancock right there nipping on the toes, folks. First time out racing, 87 laps right now, nipping on the toes of Carson. Jay Latham, 86 on white. Dalton Darty, 87 on orange, running consecutively better. Weston Durham doing a little better than he was this morning. Having some issues with the car earlier this morning. Good to see him not at the bottom. Jackson Darty having some issues here, it seems, as he's kind of running there towards the bottom. And Bruce with the new gear, he's probably trying to get that gear. And it could be that, you know, Bruce and Jay, of course, having their GRCs for as long as they have, their motors could be getting a little wore. I know some of the kids have changed their gears and stuff and changed their motors already. So Weston today, he come in and got a full gear set up, a new set of tires, and you know, he's doing a lot better than he was this morning. So it's really all about staying on in the oval. Stay on, run your own lane, don't come off, get those laps. Don't worry about guys above you passing. That's not so important as it is the guys below you. So on that note, talking about pinball this time.
Welcome, my name is Abraham, and here I'm gonna explain to you pinball skills in depth. Aiming and shooting, the basics. General rule for aiming. To begin with, you can use the Playfield's artwork as a name guide.
Leave you with him.
Nudging Teil 2. Nudging im Detail. Die Richtung, in die geschubst wird, beruht auf der Richtung, in der ihr die Kugel abprallen lassen wollt. Der Abprall kann verstärkt werden, indem ihr einen Gegenstand am Spielfeld hart und kurz gegen die Kugel schubst. Der Einfluss auf das Tiltpanel ist dabei gering, hat jedoch eine starke Wirkung auf den Abprall. Manchmal jedoch reichen kurze Schläge nicht aus, weil der Abprallgegenstand zu weit von der Kugel entfernt ist. In diesem Fall müsst ihr etwas schummeln, indem ihr das Gerät verschiebt oder stärker schubst. Vergesst dabei aber nicht, dass dies meist eine Warnung mit sich bringt. Manche guten Spieler treiben die Technik sogar so weit, dass sie den Flipper mit einer Hand verschieben, während sie ihm am Zeitpunkt des Kugelaufballs mit der anderen Hand einen Schlag versetzen. Je besser ihr werdet, desto subtiler sollten eure Rüttler sein. Ihr habt nur 2 Tiltwarnungen pro Kugel, also teilt euch diese gut ein. Leider kann man nicht jede Kugel retten und man hat einfach Pech. Wichtig ist nur, dass man den Unterschied erkennt, um aus seinen Fehlern lernen zu können. Nudge Pass. Mit dieser wichtigen Technik könnt ihr die Reichweite der Flipperfinger erhöhen. Schubst dabei den Flipper in die gewünschte Richtung. Je besser ihr die Flugbahn bestimmen könnt, desto leichter wird es euch fallen, die Kraft richtig zu dosieren. Langsame Kugeln vom Orbit. Wenn eine Kugel langsam von einem Orbit-Retour kommt und den Slingshot berührt, kann es gefährlich werden. Dies könnt ihr vermeiden, indem ihr den Flipper einen Schlag auf die Seite gebt. Kombiniert ihr den Schlag mit einem Live-Catch, wird daraus eine wertvolle Technik, die ihr oft einsetzen könnt. Beispiele. Hier versuche ich den Ball von der Gefahrenzone fernzuhalten. Der erste Schubser hat nicht gereicht, also musste ich ein zweites Mal diagonal schubsen, um einen Abgang in der Outlane zu verhindern. Hier habe ich es verpasst, die Kugel von der Gefahrenzone fernzuhalten, also musste ich einmal richtig kräftig diagonal schubsen, um ein Abgehen der Kugel zu verhindern. In diesem Beispiel war ich wieder zu langsam und die Kugel ging fast in die Outlane. Ein kleiner Vorwärtsschubser hat jedoch gereicht, um die Kugel zu retten. Hier noch einmal dasselbe auf einem anderen Flipper. In dieser Situation wusste ich, dass die Metallführung auf der linken Seite einen sehr geringen Rückprall hat. Deshalb war die Chance groß, dass die Kugel in die Gefahrenzone geht. Um dies zu verhindern, unterstützte ich den Abpraller mit einem seitlichen Schubser. Hier habe ich wieder einen potenziellen Abgang in der Outlane verhindert. Manchmal befindet sich ein Gummipfosten an Rampen oder Orbit-Eingängen, welcher zurückrollende Kugeln zum gegenüberliegenden Flipperfinger springen lassen sollte. Wenn die Kugel aber zu langsam ist, kann sie in der Mitte abgehen. Mit einem kurzen Schlag könnt ihr dies jedoch verhindern.
All right, folks. Yet again, Robert's here. I just wanted to talk to him about Nashville and pinball play and stuff. And I get a little excited. I like to talk about it. So we missed about 10 seconds of the race, but we can still see Carson out in the lead. Jay Latham taking over Sam Hancock there for second place. Sam Hancock there on black lane. Pretty rough little lane to get to learn. So it's expected for the guys to have a little trouble there. As we can see, Sam having some issues there, learning to brake. He is new, but man, what was it not crazy to see a new guy rush all the way up to second place and battle for first and fifth? The lower lanes definitely do require a little bit more finesse. I believe Sam will get it in no time, especially how fast he's already been out of the gate with this. And there's still plenty more racing yet to go in the Rumble. So he's got plenty of opportunity here, being now that he is a member of the Rumble Series, both Rookie and Little, because he is under 18. Definitely keep an eye on him, as I think here in the future you start seeing more and more things coming from him. He's racing neck and neck there with the yellow lane of Carson. Carson, of course, being our front runner for the last race. Oh, and a three-car pileup down low involving Carson, Weston, and Sam Hancock. One moment, I got to cut my dog right back. Folks, I'm back. 6 seconds left to go before we get another break here. Sorry about that. I had to calm the old puppy down. He's doing better. Looks like Tom got him some food over next door at La Cabana. If you're interested in any good Mexican food, La Cabana next door to us here at 631 Hinton Street, Livermore, Kentucky. Definitely check them out. They got some great Mexican and really good prices. I like the burrito no pal with steak and chicken, and it thing is huge, like this big. A good foot long for like $9. So really good price. And that is a red flag rotation. This time we'll leave you with our current pinball scores and be right back with you here in about a minute and 50 seconds.
Because you're in,
I think somebody hit me over too hard.
bro,
I think somebody hit me over too hard.
everyone's like, this is that one, bro.
Hey guys.
Oh, no one has wide.
How you doing, Bruce? Hanging in there.
Oh no, it's not. It's in there. No, it's really small. Yeah.
All right, see you, Robert. I mean, I'm glad you. Corbin. Dude, Corbin, Kentucky. Corbin, Kentucky. Bucks all day long. They got the biggest pinball machine. Ain't nothing to do over other than that. You could go to the KFC over there. But no, that place is cool over there too. They got about 50 or so there. See you, Robert. All right, folks, we're back. A minute and 34 seconds left to go. Carson Ross out in the lead, followed by Jay Latham, the man that said he's going to lay the smackdown on Jackson. Looks like he's doing so far. One lap ahead of Jackson. Newcomer Sam Hancock out of the gates, man, blistering speed. 167, only 2 laps down from Jackson. Weston Durham, 167. Dalton Darty, 164. And Bruce the Street Bullington, 160. All these guys running really, really close, tight with each other. And so far tonight, a little bit of a rush there on Jackson as he runs into his outside there, Jay Latham. Looks like we got Bruce Bullington riding, or well, actually somebody's riding on Bruce. That looks like Jackson riding on Bruce. Yep. That is Jackson Darty riding on. to get his stuff fixed up here. Of course, I know for a fact Jackson does not like to lose. Usually a front runner here in the GRC Rookie Rumble and Little Rumble classes, as you guys have seen. So we'll see how this shapes up. Right now, Jackson running a 2.10 median, a 2.064 best time. Not the fastest. The fastest time, a 2.032, and that was ran by Weston. But very, very close. We're talking 100 seconds difference here. The best median is Jackson currently with a 2.10 as he swaps back and forth between Sam Hancock. Sam Hancock, of course, on yellow lane, driving his heart out here today, trying to make a name for himself and doing so in kind as he breaks up, checks up, and lets Bruce go on through. These are the signs of a good racer. If a racer sees a guy faster than him and he checks up and lets him go by, I'll tell you what, this guy might be going places, folks. If he sticks with it for sure, he will be going places. People love racing next to people that don't need a blue flag to make people go by. And I'll tell you what, Sam Hancock, very impressive. Very impressive. And as we can see here, wrong one. Wrong one. All right, folks. I need a nap. Here we go. Carson, your leader, 54 laps average. He's 2 laps ahead of Jay on average. Jackson there with 50.8, tied up almost with Weston with 52. And Sam Hancock right there with him with 50. There's going to be a little bit of a battle between the three here for who's going to hold down third place currently. But as we continue on, of course, Sam definitely going to have to run a little bit harder as he's moving his way up to the higher portion of the lane. But very respectful as we can see here, turning 51 laps there on purple. 49, a little low for black, but like I said, black lane's a tough lane, folks. Tied up with Dalton there with 49 on yellow. 51 laps, very respectful, one above West, and just a couple lower than Jackson there, our current leader in the series. Minute and 45 seconds, we'll be right back with you. This time I'm going to leave you with the current standings, and I'll see you about a minute 30. All right, folks, 1 second left to go. We are going to so big, beautiful red lights fill up and drop out to green, and we're going to go back racing, getting the guys out there excited. We got Jackson saying he's about to turn his hat bound backwards. He's coming for Jay, he says. But we see there on blue lane, Jay Latham coming out. He might do it, but I'll tell you what, Jay said he's hungry. He's wanting that win tonight. He's not going to let Jackson get it. So right now, Jackson laps ahead of Jay this heat there on black lane, and I think Jackson's got a point to prove. Trying to reel in his next person in line here, with Bruce Bullenson there on purple. In this point right here, just to prove it here, they're down on black and purple. If Jackson was smart, well, quite a few wrecks taking place there as Jackson gets involved there with Bruce. But if he was smart there, a lot of the times the best thing to do is stay really as close as you can to the person without being where their car is. And if you do that long enough, you the guy in front will let off on a straight stretch and go by, or they end up wrecking. Either way, that's a positive for you, simply because you're not making any. But what Jackson did right there would constitute making an enemy there. We got a car stalled out here. Wife blowing the trigger. Try to get my mouse over there. Reference guys. Can't believe Bruce pulled back on them. Don't want to pull back on the cars there. Oh, maybe the thing was getting stuck or something. I don't know why Bruce would pull back on the car there. But anyways, there's brushes on the front of the car. You want to always push forward with the car so that the brushes stay. Oh, it wasn't Bruce. Okay. That was Sam Hancock's daddy. But yeah, don't pull back on the brushes on the car there. Always push. Most people don't know. Not a big deal. But when you push forward, brush is laying down nice there to help straighten it out. Bruce, of course, always willing to help. He's definitely helped these kids out. The kids have let me know that Bruce and Jay have definitely done their fair share of helping the kids. Kids are like sponges. Soak it up, folks. But yeah, Action Jackson there coming out in Dead Man's Corner. Down low on Black Lane. To be able to catch Jay, he's definitely have to not wreck on Black. Black is the big money maker when it comes to turning those laps and getting those big laps. You got to not wreck. You got to hold it down with a pretty good stall. We see him rushing a bit too hard there on Black Lane. Jay Latham coming out of his slot. Also Bruce Bullen. Bruce Bullen's in there on purple. Jay Latham blue. My wife getting put back on. I'm hiding behind the skull of the Dead Man's Corner. Tell if they're, well, you can tell if the front nose, but telling whether or not the whole side of the car's bent. Very hard to do without a block. We do sell blocks here at Lanes Raceway. I think they're like $13. Definitely one of the first investments you get for your car to make sure that it is true. As a chain reaction takes place there all the way up Orange Lane with Sam Hancock get the cars back online though. Everybody getting them put back in. Aggressively. Dana Durham yet again down there helping out track marshal at the beginning Dead Man's Corner. My wife, of course, in hot spotted it. Car Weston back on yellow as we go round and round for more. Right now, 44 laps out in front. 45 laps, Jackson. Bruce Bullington 1 lap ahead of all of purple. Bruce Bullington going to up, turning up, coming up hot. Jay Latham, Bruce Bullington, very, very close. Both of these guys veterans on the oval. Bruce, they call him a streak. Well, he got that name for running such a streak here on the oval, winning several in a row. Even come up with his own little signature move, like a walk like an Egyptian that goes along with it. And I think it fits him well. His personality is very light and fun to be around. Bruce just a down to earth. Jay Latham also too. Jay Latham here running second place. He's trying to reel in Carson 3 laps. Carson got something to prove, folks. Literally come off of almost winning first race earlier today. He's coming back at it. He wants that first place, folks. Try to get it here in the adult series Rumble. And he's running nice, consecutive white lane, staying out of trouble, not getting involved in wrecks. He's going to hold on to that lead. At the current averages, 52.6 Carson, 52.2 Jay Latham. Very, very close, but he's still got the lead. Now, of course, Jay's fixing to do all 3 of his bottom lanes while Carson's top. So Carson, he's going to have to hope for Jay to catch some heat. Jay's going to be making harsh changes. Jackson, I don't believe he's going to be bringing home the victory tonight unless something catastrophic happens. Hey, it looks like it's starting to shape up that Jay Latham taking home the victory if something bad happens. Weston Durham, he's got quite a way to go too. He's going to have some upper lane. Also, Sam Hancock's going to have some upper lane. So neither one of these guys probably not going to much more. Bruce Bulletin's got a chance to move. He's going to do a couple lower lane, one mid lane there. And Dalton got a chance to move too, as he's got 3 bottom left to roll too. So just stick by. We'll see how these shape up. Is there a round robin 6 of 8 starting next heat? Minute and 44 seconds left to go. We'll be right back with All right, 8 seconds left to go. We see our racers lining up. They're getting ready to go to a war here, folks. Round robin 6 of 8. How quick these races roll. You got good racers keeping their cars on and not a whole lot of track calls. Of course, these heats are 2 minutes versus our pro class being 5 minutes. So a lot less constitution needed to keep these cars rolling. Guys don't have to keep that kind of mental capacity rolling long. You heard Jay earlier say he was starting to see a little fuzzy. A lot of that has to do with, not blinking a lot of the times. Think about it. You're in deep concentration trying to keep the car on. That concentration, you got to keep both eyes for depth perception. Those cars move as fast as they are. 5 minutes is a long time to keep that kind of constitution. Down low, yellow, Jackson gives the boot to the outside of his brother there, Dalton starting. Get a full speed come apart here. Car of Sam Hancock doing about a 360 down the back stretch of the track. We got a strip gear here, folks. We got a strip gear. I don't know if he fully stripped it or not. It probably just got so loose that he kind of kicked it aside, so he might be okay. If not, he's probably going to replacement. Fully. A lot of times the cars take hits in the rear end. When they take those hits up, they don't keep an eye on it, too loose, that's what happens. It's just like any kind of real car. I mean, it takes enough damage, things bend, things break. So I keep iterating over and over and over again. Kind of drill it into the head. If you're starting slot car racing, keep the car on the track. Do not get involved in it. Not have hardly any problem whatsoever on the racetrack. Your car will stay true. You put it in your box. Not a whole lot of work to get done before you got to get up and go racing. All these things, they matter. They really do. Car on the track. Learn to keep the car on the track. If it's slow, keep it on the track. Medium, keep it on the track. Fast, keep it on the track. Bruce Bulletin, he is doing the best that possible. Thing back underway, but there might be a more severe issue here of a stripped out gear. Who knows? We're waiting to see. In the meantime, I'm going to go over to a pinball show. Wait, right back.
Welcome, my name is Abraham, and here I'm gonna explain to you pinball skills in depth. Nudging Part 2. Nudging in detail. The nudging direction depends on how you want to direct the ball's rebound. You can increase its natural rebound by pumping an obstacle on the playfield against the ball. The short and hard hit required here doesn't affect the tilt bob too much, but has a great impact on the ball's rebound. However, sometimes it's not enough to just use short hits because the obstacle is too far away from the ball and you have to cheat a little bit by sliding the machine. Nudging or slapping harder than usual works too, but keep in mind that with all big moves a warning is almost guaranteed. For maximum efficiency, some really good players are even going further by sliding the machine with one hand while hitting it with the other as the ball makes contact with the rebound obstacle. The more experienced you are, the more subtle your nudging should get. Since you only have 2 tilt warnings per ball, you should know exactly when to make use of your valuable chokers. Anyway, you can't save every ball, sometimes you're just unlucky. It's important to understand why you drained and if you could have saved the ball, otherwise you can't learn from your mistakes. Nudge pass. This is a very powerful technique which helps you extending the flipper's reach by nudging or sliding the machine towards the ball. Anticipate its path and try to use as little force as possible. The better your ball prediction gets, the less you have to move the machine. Slow orbit feeds. Slow returning balls coming from an orbit are dangerous. If the ball makes contact with the slingshot, you get in trouble. With a slap to the side of the machine, you can help the ball to get past the slingshots. Combine that with a live catch and you have a very strong technique. Various examples. Here I tried to keep the ball out of the danger zone. The first upward nudge wasn't enough, so I've had to nudge a second time diagonally to prevent an outlane drain. Here I missed to prevent the ball from getting into the danger zone, so I've had to use a strong diagonal nudge to save it. In this example I was too slow and the ball nearly made it into the outlane. The subtle upward nudge was enough, helping it back into the inlane. Here is the same situation, but on a different machine. Here I knew the metal guide on the left has very low rebound capabilities, so there was a high chance the ball could have made it into the danger zone. By supporting the rebound with a nudge, I saved myself a lot of trouble. Here again, preventing a potential outlane drain. In some ramp or orbit entrances, you will find a rubber post which should bounce the returning ball to the opposite flipper. However, if the ball doesn't have enough momentum, it can end up draining in the middle. By nudging the post into the ball, you can increase.
All right, folks, 1 minute and 9 seconds left to go. My wife's going to be walking herself out there. We believe we got the rear gear ratio set up. Watch your lights. And there they go. Call them off surprise, folks. I told them watch your lights. Got to stay on your toes out there. But Jackson and Jay got a little bit of a rivalry going on here. Jay taking first place now. Jackson there in third, about 4 laps down. He's going to have some work to do. But yeah, I mean, I told him, I said, you know, Jay's coming to slack you down. And he said he's going to cheat up his car to get Jay. He says, it only takes a drop. He said, can I do it? I said, well, yeah, you can do it. That means more motors be sold for you. He wants to drop Voodoo, for those that don't know, putting Voodoo drops on his commentator. By doing this, it does make the cars a little bit faster, but at a cost. That cost being that your brushes and shorten out commentator goes up exponentially. So, I mean, unless you're racing for big bucks, probably not a good idea because, you know, the longevity of the motor is important than straight thrashing Voodoo drop. But nonetheless, if he wants to do it, he can do it. We sell the Voodoo drops in here. I don't want anybody ever thinking that Lane's Raceway lets people cheat. So we buy all the stuff that people, a lot of people believe is cheating. just simply so it's like, hey, it's available, and I'll do it. But a lot of times, you know, the things that are considered cheating don't necessarily help you long run. I believe voodoo drops are good for commentator drop, or not commentator drops, are good for braid drops. But I mean, so is oil. So I don't know. My brother swears by putting drops of voodoo on his braid because it helps quite a bit. But like I said, putting them on a commentator, that's risky business, folks. That's risky. 319, Jay Latham, Jackson Darty, 315, Carson Ross, 312. They're all right there in the mix with each other, folks. Weston Durham, he's trying to make a comeback here, but he's going to have a hard go of it, being next to lanes, white and red. He's more or less going to have to focus on keeping Bruce passing him up, as Bruce has got a couple lower lanes to go. Sam Hancock, same principle. He's got some higher lanes here, but he could be able to make a few laps there on green. Really not enough to pass Bruce. Dalton, he's got a chance to possibly move up in front of Sam here, as he's got lower lanes here, but it's all going to boil down to whether or not Dalton can on purple and black. I've seen Dalton race before down low, and he does good for as least amount of got. His car is definitely a good car. Just the old adage goes, folks. Got to keep the car on. A lot of these guys, when they're learning, have a hard time keeping it on. Actually, I'm going to leave you guys here with the current standings. July the 13th, current standings. Be right back with you in about a minute and 30 seconds. All right, racers, are you ready? Let's watch them lights. Here we go, folks. This is round robin 7 of 8. Got one more heat after this, and that's going to wrap it up here for us at Lanes Raceway this Sunday, July the 16th. Racing goes. Got Dana Durham here. Helping Dana here pause the track. He needs it. We got cars coming on. Like down here. We have Sam Hancock's car off along with what looks to be Carson's car. Here we go. We're going back green racing. All cars on the track. We're about to roll. Go. 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Jay Latham, your current leader, followed by Action Jackson, 320. Dropping voodoo drops, folks. Looks like it's paying off right now as he's 1 lap ahead of Jay so far. But he's going to have to reel that in by a couple laps to be able to hang on there. And he's got another heat to boot. He'll be going to white lane after this. He's got to make that pass on the side, and he does so. Nice. There next to Carson. Got to make that baby drive home. Right now with a median of 2.23, about 300-second difference for Jay Latham, and a best lap of 2.172. Jay Latham really bringing it here, as we see here, 339, 340 to 337. Right behind Jackson, though, we got Carson still in the mix here, 3 laps down from Jackson. Weston there with 330, 8 laps down from Carson, and Bruce Bullington with 325, about 7 laps down from Weston. Dalton and Sam both having a little bit of a battle down there. As Sam drops off to the bottom there on red lane, Dalton taking advantage of that and gaining a couple laps down there on purple. Several cars coming off right there. Cars put back on, we're going. I didn't notice Glenn was there. I kind of probably hit the track call button on accident. Sorry, folks. But I try to help him out when I can. Paul Woosley, your leader for the LMP Thunder, he's watching I-Banks for us here tonight. Appreciate that. Paul Woosley really put in a strong effort tonight. He said, man, that baby just handled. And man, handle it did. What a race. He did so well tonight. Now, of course, I know that Randy Kirtley, I'm going to take that line down. Probably next week, it's going to be a different story, but humble is always the way for sure. We'll see. Get 2 riders there, one of them on white, that's Weston. The other one, Carson, not where he's supposed to belong. Be on green lane. Burden there with Kirtley Racing shirt on. Get that button hit. We're going back green racing. 8 seconds left to go in the round robin heat. Got one more heat left to go, folks. And that's it. Round robin 7 of heat is in the record here, folks. We take a look here now. We'll start seeing a little bit of stuff here. 53.3, Jay Latham, hard to get. Jackson, 2 points. Jackson take a second place here, folks. Third place if you don't watch it. He's only got about 6 laps difference between him and Carson. Carson's going low. He's going high. He's going to have to hold Carson off this time, where Carson had to hold him off earlier today and was unsuccessful. Will Jackson be able to get beat out by Carson? Well, if Carson keeps it on, there's a strong chance. Weston there, 352. He's 10 laps down. Going to be really, really hard for him to catch Carson as he's going to red lane. Bruce Bullington, middle of the field, 348. He might be able to catch Weston if he plays his cards right. Down low, Dalton, he might be moving on up too if he plays his cards right. Going to have to hard race. Sam, what an effort here tonight. Running a couple in 50s first time out. I can see nothing but pure progression coming from. Stick around as we'll be right back with you here in about a minute, 45 seconds. All right, folks, back to drama and so talking to a couple racers about earlier today and how we perform in the shop. Times, you know, just like this race here between Jackson and Jay. Racers are passionate creatures. That's what makes us great, and that's also what kind of makes us annoying to be around. But nonetheless, you know, we are very passionate. We are confident, borderline on the overzealous confidence, say the other word. But nonetheless, it's good to be confident, especially when I think it's kids, to learn how to get along with other confident individuals. Because I'll tell you, if you make it to the top, whether it be in business or whether it be anywhere in life, you're going to be around confident people. And it's best to keep those people in your life that ain't afraid to tell you that you're not good versus people that tell you that you're good all the time and just lie to your face. So nonetheless, racers, they are very, very expressive when it comes to whether or not they think you're good or not. So it's good to be around that kind of individual. Sometimes it hurts to hear that, but you can either learn from it or you can sulk on it. And if you sulk on it, a lot of the times you don't grow. If you don't grow, remain where you're at, never advance. So definitely stay true with what's been given to you. Nonetheless, we got passionate racers here. Jay Latham teaching Jackson a bit of a lesson here today, it seems, as we got 30 seconds left to go. And Jackson, he was telling Jay how he was smoking earlier today. And Jay was like, I'm going to beat you down. And you know, when somebody is confident enough to say those kind of things, be serious about it, you better not take it lightly, because that means that person's coming with intention, not just kind of have a good time. And there's a like that guys here, you know, just have a good time. I mean, I talked to David earlier today. I was like, you know what? As much as he's progressed, he ought to get into it. Like, yeah, I only make a couple. I said, well, at the end of it all, it's all about having a good time. It really is. But what is it? And just find that, I suppose. And in my opinion, having a good time is. So I like winning, and I hope all these kids and adults do too. And you're not always going to be on top. And I hope Jackson takes it the right way and maybe tries to work on his car a little bit this week and get a little bit faster. I know he's dropped voodoo drops in there to try to give it a nice effort to catch Jay. But once you wreck so many times, you know, Jay was on a car intact. The only time ever really getting involved in a wreck was simply somebody was out in front of it. So, you know, you can see Jay here playing poised here behind these cars, because he knows if he dives it in there, making a risk here, and he dive bombs, takes car to his outside out. I believe Carson there on blue lane. But, you know, in that situation, Carson probably quicker, maybe back off a little bit. These are things you learn in the series. As you progress in these series, you learn how to treat other people. I think we learned a lesson today. Jay Latham is a man of his word, bringing home the victory, followed by Jackson, a valiant effort for 19. Carson Ross with another valiant effort here today for 11. Good things coming out of Carson today. What a great race. Weston actually coming back now after he changed the tires and his gear ratio and stuff. He's running fourth place right now. Earlier today, having a lot of trouble back. Bruce Bullington there, fresh gear, having a little bit of issues there, maybe a burn-up motor or something. Working on Dalton's car quite a bit too. Dalton have a gear issue. Sam, of course, tonight, you know, brand spanking new, fresh racer. He actually got 3 heats, 50. That's impressive. So definitely keep an eye on guys as we progress through the series. More and more exciting things happening. Wife's going to get, of course, some pictures. Guys, let's see if we can line it up here. You can see them lined up there at the dead man corner. Get the picture made in front of the podium. Gets done with that. Want to make sure we got a picture of these final laps here. They are final regards here at Atlanta Raceway in Rumble. Very impressive. Very impressive. Anyway, I pretty much said all that I can say here tonight. Here with the current series standings, July the 13th. Donovan Kirtley here at Lanes Raceway. Thank you for tuning in to all of our races we did, or just thank you for tuning in to Rookie Rumble here tonight at Lanes Raceway. But God bless you. Have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you Thursday.